Hey guys, this is Dartimos with Dartimos Dominions, and welcome to FeatherFall. We are going into turn 35, and I'm not sure if you guys have ever done something and then it didn't work, and so you did it again, you did it again. That's how this episode's been. Just wild stuff has been happening in order to get me about halfway through the episode when something happens. The first one, I don't even know what happened to it. I think I accidentally deleted it. I just had a whole bunch of other videos that I was working on at the time that ended up getting scrapped, and I think it got swept away with that. And then I tried again another night to do this, and my son woke up, and then he was in about 90% of all the episodes screaming and yelling. So let's hope for the best on this one. The good news is I should ace this video, and I should be high quality content. So we have gone to war with Hinam, and in we have gone to war with Memoria. And one of the things that we have done is we have done magic phase attacks. And what is excellent about magic phase attacks is that you cannot react to them except through magic phase attacks themselves. And in fact, there are two major phases of dominions that in within those two they're subdivided as well, but before any movement takes place, there is magical movement. And what has happened is my teammate has used a bag of wind to get an heir to Neefel Jarl. And Mr. Putinbot has decided to jump onto the head of our friendly neighborhood Melkart, Ferris Manus. Uh, Iron Man. Okay. Sorry. And this guy may have or may not have. I don't. We'll never know. I guess the guy who played it, he might know. And he might have been moving this guy, but it didn't matter because magic phase movement goes first, and so it is very very strong to do the magic phase movement. And the two that I can think of offhand are teleport, which is Astral 2, and Cloud Trapeze, which is Air 2. There are also magic phase attacks where you can summon creatures in a space, and there are two advantages of doing this. Number one, you can hit something that you know is going to that's going to try to get away. So you can like stomp on something. The other thing you can do is you can take over a province, or you can set yourself in the middle of a province, and if you take it, you'll be successful, where it will cut the movement of a fast-moving troop. Now that's not. This is probably the more common of the two, where you're going to stomp on somebody's head, and one of the risks of doing this is that normally you're doing it behind the lines. Now, I don't want to show you guys if we won this or not, so we can't look and see if he's been cut off. But more than likely, this Neefel Jarl, if he loses, is dead. He's just gone. And so it's kind of a risk. And beyond that, he's using my bag of wind, which is 40 air gems. Last turn, I shipped this to him. Now, one of the advantages to it is he gets a lesser air elemental. And this guy's geared specifically to kill thugs and super combatants. Now, let's talk about the differences between killing a super combatant or a thug super combatant and killing just your ordinary chap. Well, in this build, you have actually, you know what? Before that we do that, we're gonna go look at a standard chaff killer. Now, if you've ever made a thug or a super combatant before, you'll probably recognize some of this equipment, especially the brands. Now, I call the Mace of Eruption a brand because it has an area of effect 1, even though it's not technically a brand, and there's a fire brand, which I think just does more damage. I think it does 12 damage rather than 8. But either way, what this does is it hits an entire square. So you're killing one square of troops each. And normally, what will bring down giants and what will bring down large super combatants for your chaff will be high density attacks. So you'll have a group of guys that'll be 4 to a hex or something like that. And in fact, humans normally just go 3 or 4 to the hex, and so you can kill 3 or 4 guys with a single swing. especially since this one is armor piercing. And most troops don't have cold resist, and so fire resist either. So you'll normally bash and you'll kill like 3 guys at once, which is absolutely great. You're mass killing guys. Now this guy has 2 brands, which means that he's not likely, or he's more likely to be hit, and he'll be more likely to be damaged. He does have an heroic ability of strength, which doesn't really matter. But if you look at this, you're saying, okay, reinvigoration. That's he's getting his fatigue. He's trying to get fatigue neutral. So if you see reinvigoration 2, each time he swings his sword, he's gonna gain 4 and lose 2. So he's not fatigue neutral. The Ring of the Warrior gives him morale and attack skill, and you're trying to figure out. And then here's something that actually deals damage. Where is the defense? How is this guy going to, if he's completely surrounded, how is he going to avoid getting killed? Well, the answer lies in this Dancing Trident. This Dancing Trident is length 5, and it's size 5 in addition. So, or he's size 5. So he's like your older brother that's holding your head while you're much younger than him. And, or if you're the older brother, I've got 4 younger siblings. So it was normally me, holding one of my siblings' heads as they're flailing at me with their fists. And my arm is length 5 and I'm size 5, and my little sibling's a Hoberg, size 1 with a small little fist, which is length 0. But it's their weapon or their attacks are not long enough that what you can literally do is just hold him at bay. And that's what this guy's defense is that he holds you at bay. He uses that Dancing Trident. Now, normally you'd have layers of defense, and if you want a good example of this, the player Fomorian, this one was in Lucid's Yomi guide, and he has more of the epitome, the pinnacle of this idea of the parry build. But this will do. You'll kind of get the idea through the older brother example. But the problem is that it doesn't work on somebody who is also size this guy's size 5. Now he's only got a length 2, but the other thing is the attack skill. Now a normal human will only have 10 attack skill, and the parry relies on your attack to parry the attack. This guy's got 23. Now plus 5 is still pretty good, and it still will probably parry some of this stuff, but without the extra bonus of being larger and having the larger length, that plus 5 is not going to cut it. I mean, it will cut it to some extent, but it won't be the defense that he'll normally be used to. So this guy is already pretty defensed out towards our guys. So this right here is a good example of something that will probably kill any size 2 or size 3 human, and probably will live through it, which is kind of cool. Now his damage deals about 36 to 39 damage, so if he is fighting other large combatants, it's still not a bad build. He's got, especially his Mace of Eruptions, 39, plus you've got, well, I guess that's probably not that great. But 12 armor piercing isn't terrible. I mean, there could be worse things. So we're looking at a 39-point attack, and our guy over here has 33 protection. So he's going to deal damage, but he's only going to get 1 swing per turn. So that's 6 damage, and it's going to take him about 10 turns. And don't forget our bless our bless has regen in it, so we're going to be taking 6 damage and regenning 7. So it's going to take him a little while. And we've got cold resist. Now we're susceptible to fire, but if I remember correct, we have fire shock, so we should be even on fire. If not, actually got a little bit of fire resist built into our kit. So, what does an anti-thug look like? Well, this is how the anti-thug works. These swords of swiftness both, if I can right click, do 2 attacks. So that's 4 attacks between the 2 of them. They do 42 damage compared to his 33. Now this guy is doing 42 damage versus an attack of or protection against of 19. He'll probably buff this up because he's Earth, but you're not going to see anything beyond maybe 25, maybe 30 if he's really lucky. But he's kind of missing some key gear. So you're looking at, if you're lucky, 35 protection. So you're dealing about seven damage per attack. At 4 attacks is 28 damage. This guy's only going to live 3 rounds. Well, he's still going to live 3 rounds. Let me just tell you, he might not even live through that. Because, oh yeah, he will. Okay, never mind. One of the things that we're going to do is we're going to be adding boots here called boots of swiftness that, or boots of quickness. I don't know. Something of quickness, something speed related. And it's going to make him get double the attacks. So he's going to get all 4 of these attacks plus his gore attack twice. So that's, 5 times 2 is a lot. So he's going to get a lot of attacks, 10 attacks per turn. And that's going to whittle down his defense. Because he's getting harassed. He's getting harassed 10, -9 to his defense just from this one Neefle Jarl. And one of those, like for this instance, one of those 5 attacks is likely to get through. In addition, we've got the little air elemental that's going to come back and screw with his buff cycle. This guy is geared and kitted in order to kill another thug or a super combatant. Protection 33 is gorgeous. And you're starting to see that construction 6 was vital. We absolutely needed it. I don't think we needed anything else except for some alt. Low level, alt for conjuration 3, just construction. Well, we get construction 6, but like he needs construction 3 possibly. Well, he doesn't have any earth magic, but that'd get us like legions of steel and just get our protection a little bit higher, and instantly he becomes pretty freaking buff. And you're gonna see he's gonna pull some alt spells here. We got our blessing off. Now the air elemental has flown into the air, and let's see if it actually okay, so he attacks. Hit him again, hit him again, hit him again. And okay. So okay, so he got off Iron Skin, he got off Temper Flesh, and the Air Elemental's not really screwing with him like we were hoping, which kind of stinks. So, and he dies in 1 hit, but who cares? We had an attempt. Protection's up to 28 from 22. He just doesn't have the he doesn't have the this gear. He doesn't have construction 6 gear to make this a fair fight. So let's see what happens. And in addition, we, like I told you, alt magic does it. But what the heck happened to him? Huh? He just confused. Doesn't know where he's going. If you see, he's gotten mirror image, maybe, I don't know. It looks like it's mirror image. Yeah, there it is, mirror image. And he's just gonna come through and just like stomp people. So this is where we really care about. Okay, so he's gotten Strength of Giants up. He's now dealing about 40 to 43 damage per shot, and we're still not. I mean, we're still gonna take 10 damage, but, and like I said, we got regeneration at this point. We're pretty fine. Okay, so let's look at how long this takes. 1 attack. 2 attacks, ha ha ha. 3 attacks, ha ha ha. And in 3 attacks, there goes a highly kitted thug super combatant. I'd call that one a thug. He has a purpose. He has a very specific purpose. His very specific purpose is that he goes against these small chaff armies and just demolishes them all. This guy is more of a super combatant. He could go into anything. I mean, who cares? I mean, I had 3, so I can't kill 2 hexes. One with the Flame of Eruption and the one with the brand. It doesn't matter because this guy can kill 5 guys just off the bat. And if he gets the boots, he can kill 10 guys a turn. So 10 guys a turn, I mean, there's no difference between that and a brand. So this is a very good gear set. Kind of, it was very, very well thought out. I made we'll see later. I made a variant of this that I kind of like a little bit more for specific instances, but I can't really see a reason why you would go away from this build on most super combatants, because it is expensive. If you lose one of these, I mean, that's 20, 25, 30, well, not even counting that, 30, think the boots are 5, so that's 35, and then we got 45. So it's 45 gems, which isn't. I mean, that's not too bad. And then we've got. I've got so many hammers at this point. It's not even funny. We'll get a look at how many hammers I have pretty soon. I'm pretty sure it's like 6 to 8. It might even be more. It might be up to 10. So we're saving like 20 gems a turn, just through hammers and getting full use out of them. Okay, so that was the first one. Let's see if it turned out exactly the same. I think we'll be getting close to where the versions match up pretty soon, which is kind of exciting because then we won't have so many weird battles. Okay, there's a battle in Wick. This should be another one where he jumps. Oh, nope, this is standard battles. Okay. So this is the bulk of his army. This is very, very, very scary. There's not much that can kill this. Especially not in cold. You just see they like munch, munch, crunch, crunch, nom, nom, nom. Okay, took no damage. Okay, Mictlan comes in with their units. This is not scary. I can take this. So if they want to break nap with us, we're okay with it at this point. We were okay with it already, but just get a quick look at and see what his formation is. Got some demons up front, got some slaves. Let's hope he actually sacrifices them, because that would be funny. Oh, there goes his cool looking. What was that? Did I hear a gua? I thought I heard a gua. I mean, was there a gua? There was definitely a gua. I hope he killed a couple of his slaves, because that'd be awesome. Okay, so sadly, now the thing is, my buddy put in a bunch of PD because I think he was kind of a little bit vindictive about, or not vindictive. He was a little bit upset that we had to call it call it quits on that fight. So, I definitely left mine complete. Like if you see, okay, yeah, there it is. Oh, I don't know. Like one, I think he took a couple of my provinces last turn that were just didn't have anything in them. So, okay, let me look through these real quick, because a lot of this is just PD. PD. So I'm rating his underwater stuff. And, like, that's minimal PD, so I don't know what he's really doing there, because, you're gonna end up getting indies that come and crush your forces with that. That's a little bit better PD. I think that's actually 6 right there, which is what you should be aiming for. Again, not a whole lot of PD. Witch's Copes. Oh, this is okay. We'll be seeing Witch's Copes a little, because this is kind of where a lot of the fighting takes place around. Okay. Okay. So hold on. We're gonna get into one of the. We're gonna see one of his Melkarts. Now this is the place near. I want to say it's Abyssia. But let's look at what he's got here. Now, this is a bit of more of a standard defensive build. This one's a little bit scarier just because it will be able to defend and maybe take about 5 or 6 shots rather than only 3. And during those 3 attacks, he might be able to kill, one of our guys. Now, with a Frostbrand, he's not going to be killing any Neefle because, they're ice. They love it. They like you give them ice and they eat it. But the Vine Shield, along with the Dancing Trident, which you should know a Vine Shield. If you don't know a Vine Shield, you need to go like Thugging 101. But the Dancing Shield, this helps because it automatically breaks. It automatically blocks a good number of attacks, so it kind of it aids with the "you're never gonna touch me" type of thing. So if you're gonna have an idea of the older brother, holding the head, well, the Dancing Shield kind of is another person trying to hold the person's arms or something like that, where it's another layer that's trying to protect you. And this nothing's gonna kill this. I don't know how you're gonna kill this with my little chaff, except for I think you could possibly do like an Earth Grip, and that might drop it. I don't know exactly sure. But I know I was doing Earth Grip on some other guys that were doing a similar build where they were doing Repel, and they were a pain in the neck. They had high defense, high attack, and I used Earth Grip and it worked just fine. But yeah, another type. We ran into the way to go Onis. Like 6 PD and they killed some of my demons. Okay. Okay, so oh man, don't look at that. Okay, so this is a very, very, very important battle because this is a big one of my armies. Not a really big army. it's a decent size army, and it probably should be decent enough size that I should be, escorting it with some of my with one of my Dionis, and I did, but he was wearing shade mail, and and he was hidden underneath here. Now the reason I did that is that I was going to move these guys here with the Dione on the hope um that the next turn that they would be cloud trapezed onto, and then I would pop out with my shade mail and say surprise, and then murderate the guys that killed this army if I thought I could take them, which would be a really good idea. I only have one guy that can cloud trapeze right now, so it's one of our huge disadvantages. Now, the good news is that I didn't actually send him in with this army because holy crap, it's his disciple, and this guy's downright scary. He's got a ton of hit points with the regen blast built in. He's fully kitted, unlike the other guy. This guy's actually got a horned helmet and a black steel plate, along with some bracers, meaning his protection's 30, and that's not even counting the buffs he gets. Now, the upside is he has no earth in his build, and I don't exactly know why. Or earth would be very nice on this build to make him even more of a super combatant. Um, but it might just be the paths on this, and I know this is a very expensive chassis. Now, if you see, I've hover over this and look on the bottom. It says 3d6 imps at his size at the start of the battle, and it looks like, if you can kind of see in the background, he maxed out that roll. And so this is a very nice chassis. You can early expand very easily with it. Put a bunch of gear on it, and he's pretty much immune to all damage, and he just eats up PD. Against us, this is also scary. I don't really have a good solution to this. As far as I'm concerned, this guy is going to be marching his way straight to my capital, and I don't really have a solution. This guy will die to, or this guy will kill Dionis. He's Their protection's really high, and he's also got a whole bunch of other chaff that will probably lock me down and then kill me. So as far as I know, the Dione will not win against this, and I don't want to really risk it. Now we do go into the arena battle, and we go and we see if it is possible to kill this. So luckily the demons get eaten right away, because that's not something I'm scared of. Now I can tell you, I did watch this before, and this is going to turn out a little differently than what happened in the real game. Oh my. Hold on, guys, because that's really loud. I can't change it right now. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna turn down the desktop volume, and maybe this will work. I'm hoping that you guys don't hear this because it is very loud on mine. But okay, so my line of Aonis, which are just going to, I mean, they have this big old 27-point hit. They're gonna crush through this light infantry. Um, and so from one perspective, we are going to be very successful. The problem is that I don't know if you've been watching up here, but these guys back here have been sitting and just buffing the crap out of his little super combatant. Now he's also got a Melkart sitting here that has a Holy Scourge. And let me just tell you right now, Holy Scourges are going to be very bad. And I know that it doesn't look too scary because it's like, okay, it's only does, I mean, 41's a lot of damage, don't get me wrong. But why are you so scared of this when you're not scared of, I don't know, like another Sword of Swiftness? Because this does ×3 damage to demons. So it's not dealing 41 damage, it's dealing like 123 damage. In addition, it also attacks twice. So 123 times 2, I can do this, is 200, and, well, it doesn't matter. We don't have that many hit points. We're gonna die. It's one shot from this Holy Scourge is gonna kill me. So if you see, this guy is just coming through in every turn, killing 2 of my guys. Now luckily my guys are smart enough to be like, forget this, we're gonna come in back and kill the never mind. Oh hey, we ran him off. So like luckily we scare him off. We go back, we murderate some of his dudes here, and we win the battle just like we should. Except that we don't, because we've been beaten. So what really happened is that my guys ended up, instead of concentrating on the Melkart and the Moloch and actually dealing damage, and I still don't know how this works because I mean that's, I mean 24 times 19. I mean guys, that's a crap ton of hit points. I don't know how he did an HP route. It must have been that he dealt more damage to me, and I must have HP routed, and then I must have killed guys on the way. I don't know because that's a, I mean like 23, or it's 46 hit points right there, and then about 500 hit points right there, and like that's not 500 hit points worth of, yeah. This is enough to HP route him. That's really weird. I don't know why. I didn't know why they didn't. According to what I just watched, which is should have been very similar to what happened here. This guy should have routed. Now the nice thing is that even if he marches his little Moloch all the way up, and at this point the Moloch's safe, he's not going to HP route anymore because all the chaff is dead. Um, we did get wrecked. We did lose half of our troops. But this is where, in my opinion, it's one of the things that I do very well. I'm okay losing this battle. I'll lose this battle every single time. But it's got to be once. If I lose it more than once, I'm wrong. We now have his disciple. We now have his strat. We know that the first thing that he does is that he comes in here with these buffers, and we know he's gonna with these they call them fluffers. So the fluffers are gonna come in, and they're, the body ethereal, enlarge, swarm, strength of giants. So we know exactly what this guy is going to be at the end of the day. He's got a fire shield, and we know what this guy is. Now, knowing is half the battle, and to quote one of my favorite lines from a movie, there are many things that are half the battle. Um, Knowledge is half the battle. Being able to counter them is half the battle. Being able to, no, that's it. I got two. Okay. That's from Goodfellas. Only Kevin Costner could get away with a line. There are many things that are half the battle, and you take it seriously. So uh, we know what this guy is. So we know to avoid or to attack. If we're going to attack, we know what to attack with. Now, I'd rather, lose nothing or lose PD. But considering that we're gonna get hit somewhere, and not only that, but we took out. I mean, we took out a crap ton of these guys. That's 25 gold each. I mean, that's 500 gold worth of guys there. A shaman is 600 gold, and like that's 300 more. So we're looking at almost 800 gold for a bunch of free spawn chaff. Now, don't get me wrong, it's free spawn chaff that is. I mean, to get 86 free spawn chaff is going to take me a long time. But if you remember, we're kind of not relying on the free spawn chaff because kind of screwed up and didn't make a lot of Oni Shugos. Instead, we're relying more on the Shikomi and on our Dioni. And that's kind of our goal in this. And I kind of do that because I'm a newer player. I think I counted the other day, and I've only got like 8 games in me. But like this is what I live for. This is how I win games. I get his strategy, and now I'm going to counter it. And my counter for this is run away. Run far away. Run very far away. We're going to be avoiding this like the plague. That little guy that's hiding, and it does kind of make me sad because he's hiding, but at the same time, that Melkart hits him once, and my Dioni's dead. I can't counter that Dioni, or that Dioni cannot counter this Melkart. My solution to this is to get on to, or talk to Niflheim and say, you need to get a solution. And Niflheim will come up with a solution. I don't know if you guys watch Naruto, which is Japanese anime, but they're always like, I need to hide my secret skill. I need to hide my secret skill, and then they show their secret skill, and they're like one trick ponies, and that's kind of what happens in Dominions. Most players are one trick ponies. They have one build. They have one set of like one set of troops. They got one idea that if I use this, I will win. Now, later on, you're able to diversify a little bit more, but they normally have one strategy. And the goal in a war is to be the last one to show your strategy. What I've shown him right now is that I've got a bunch of free spawn that are trouncing around getting ready to be wrecked. He's excited now because, yeah, he lost a lot of troops, but he won the battle. And it also shows that his Melkart can just wreck face. Because if you see, everything that killed people is still alive. The Moloch and the Melkart were easily able to deal with this army. So he's riding pretty high. He's seen nothing. Now he has seen our build with the with this guy, but that it's one of those things where, I mean, what's he gonna do to counter this? I mean, I guess maybe Shade Mail, but it's pretty obvious they don't have Construction 6, or if they do, they haven't put it on anything we've seen. If we look at Tenvar, okay, so we moved into Tenvar, and then he moved in to support his ally. We can look real quick to see what his gear is. I want to say Construction 1. No, it's Construction. It's either 2 or 4. That's 4. That's 2 or 4. That's 0. 2 or 4. 2. And I want to say either 0 or 2. So he doesn't have anything as Construction 6. I want to say that that's Construction 2. I mean, it has to be because it would only be right that the thing that counters me only requires 150 research. And then I die. If you're ever fighting against Yomi, just get a whole bunch of guys that are able to attack something with high attack skill. Give them Holy Scourges and just go to town because nobody uses fire gems. You get a hammer and it's 8 fire gems to kill a Dione. And you put it on as many guys as you possibly can. You talk to, I mean, just try your best to get yourself a bunch of these. Every one of these that I kill is glorious. I would say it's kind of like, it's kind of like yeah, I'm just reading up on the Afghanistan war, the Russian one, not the American one, where they had the SAMs, the surface to air missiles, the portable SAMs, and like every time a helicopter killed one of those SAMs, because they were the enemy, you would be so excited because you got one of the guys that are purposely intending to kill you. The Holy Scourges are designed to kill my Dione. They are downright frightening. Okay, so Pangea's attacking Sarmatia. Let's go look at Sarmatia's. I don't want to say this is his pretender. Now remember, Sarmatia's ally was Abyssia, and they are long dead. They do have a horror helmet, which is either 4 or 2 or 4. I want to say the chainmail displacement is 6. I hope not, because that's bad news for us. Resilience, thought that's 6 as well, but I could be wrong on that. I'm really kind of worried because I think the horror, or no, or the chainmail and the resilience are both high levels. Either way, if this guy trades with my with Fomoria, I might be in a bit of trouble. So, but yeah, this guy is got a poison aura. We shouldn't see him or her. We shouldn't see her at all the whole time. But this is a full set of gear. It looks really good. Again, a standard expander. You can very easily go through and get a good expand through this. I don't know what happened with them and Pan, because Pan just rolled over them. But yeah, the Horse Tribe and 3 Satyrs ain't gonna cut it. Like ever. Oh, that's what happened. He saw that there was only 1 PD in here, so he was trying to sneak it. Good move on Pangea and well countered by Sarmatia. I don't know if your pretender turn was worth it, but if it was more, it would have been really good. Okay, so once again we have another we have, oh, shiny. Okay. So once again, your standard junk. This guy's actually, oh my goodness, yeah, it's a chainmail displacement. This guy's gonna be a little bit scarier. He's got layers of defense with the Vine Shield, the Dancing Trident, The Burning Pearl gets his attack skill up, which helps out with the parry, and then the Chainmail Displacement is actually good. Is good armor compared to the crap he usually has. The Horror Helmet, it's got 22 defense, which is one of the reasons why I like it. It's 22 and it has fear, but I don't think the fear is going to be really anything that we're worried about. The other guy, the reason he's staying behind is because he wants this first guy to tank and then this guy just to deal extra damage. But I mean, a Frost Brand with 28 damage, not going to do a whole lot to us. Even at 33 is not going to do a whole lot. So the reason I'm saying like, oh, Yomi, is that this guy, we could kill two of them right now. Two for the price of one. So if we Cloud Trapeze on those guys and we were able to kill them both somehow, then that would be very, very nice, and it would probably bring the war pretty quickly to an end, because he's already lost one Melkart. He's lost his main army, which was coming down to kill us, at least his sieging army. He has nothing to siege us with after that. Okay. So we Cloud Trapezed onto that Melkart, and oops, we didn't tell Pan. If the Pan player ever is watching this, I apologize. We probably should have been more verbose on this. And we actually didn't just Cloud Trapeze on. We also brought an army for the joys of it. Now the sad thing is that these white centaurs are a cap only sacred. They are a very good unit. The Bless is not bad at all. Fortitude, Blood Surge, attack skill. I don't particularly like Fortitude, but God, there's so many people doing Fortitude right now. I must be missing something. So, this comes in, and let me just tell you, when we can very easily kill both of those guys, this is we just eat them. We eat them completely. So we did lose a couple long dead. Sadly, we're out half a death gem. But I mean, that's 600 gold worth of white centaurs right there, guys. Pan just got walloped, and our apologies to the Pan player, because yeah, oops, my bad. Okay, let's see what our last build is. We have okay. So this is very similar to the Vine Shield. It gives you auto spell Shocking Grasp, which I thought it. Okay, no. So it just as an AOE shock. So it kills one guy and does damage, and then it everybody else in that tile. I want to say I thought it was yeah, I thought it was something where it actually stunned you. But this works like a secondary brand and a shield, so you can have this and not have to have a second weapon and still get the protection, the 22 protection. The encumbrance is a little high at 2, but you know, it's what can you do? He's sitting at 4 encumbrance, which isn't bad, plus his base 2. So he's looking at 6 total, and he's got a reinvigoration of 3. So he's only gaining 3 fatigue per attack. In addition, we got Copper Plate, which is more lightning. In the first person that attacks him is gonna get a shock. So not a really good gear set, but it'll do. And if you see, we've kind of got a similar gear set. We've kind of got budget gear right now. Now these are the Boots of Quickness, and these are the ones that I'm actually really fond of. They've got quickness, which lets you double all your attacks. So right now I'm sitting with a Mace of Eruption, so I can kill 2 tiles a turn. This gear, and then I've got the Shademail Hauberkin. What I'm doing here is I'm going to do a raid, and then I'm going to tell this guy, hey dude, go and sneak. And his name is Seppuku for You, and we'll see what Seppuku for You does later. Now, spoiler, we're going to lose some troops because these guys are goblins and they suck, but we're going to win them. Oh, hey, we actually didn't. Okay, so we got gold, we got province income, we're getting diseases, but not really, because we don't get diseases. And if you want to, you can just... Oh, yeah, I take that back. We're getting diseases in this one. These two have got diseases if you hover over push D. Okay, so if you see, Seppuku for you has actually decided, instead of like, if what we could do is do something like I think it's, oh, that's the problem. Wait, what? I don't know why it's not letting me. Huh? Oh no, he doesn't have a shade mail. Huh? I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so what I've decided to do at this point, and this is going to be a humongous episode, so I apologize, guys, but like it's kind of setting the stage. By getting this out of the way, we're going to be kind of setting the stage for what's going to be happening, and so the future episodes should be a little less explaining. And just, if you watch this episode, you kind of get the idea of what's going to be happening with other fights. Because our gear set doesn't change very much, where theirs I think kind of does. Um, so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be avoiding this guy like the plague. I'm not too worried. If he wants to come fight with these Nephil giants, he's going to lose. Now, he lost his army, so more than likely he's going to retreat back to Garillion. Um, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to go everywhere but Garillion. I think my buddy is actually going to go attack Garillion. And one thing that we're doing is we're kind of avoiding. We're not going to put anybody in here. These two are both done. And what I kind of figured him to do was just like march this down and go straight to Yomi. I don't know if I'd have a solution to that. I don't know if it would work. But I don't really have a counter to this yet. So if he went down to Yomi, he might just be able to sit on my capital, cut off my Dione production. Which is, I mean, if you want to know how to kill Yomi, just sit on their cap. Every turn you sit on there, like you're killing, I'd say, about half of his army's production. So like your entire nation's production, you cut it in half, and it's permanent, where you're kind of permanently killing a Dione a turn just by sitting there. So Yomi's capital is very, very important to protect. And as such, I think I'm actually moving a bunch back just to be safe. The Tanshi is going to be going and hitting us in Bayville. We're keeping our battles to this area right here. And kind of keeping it a local war where we're not kind of wrecking each other's infrastructure. Because we both talk to each other and we're like, we could wreck each other, but it's not going to get us anywhere. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to raid the hell out of them. We're just going to raid as many provinces as we can. And looking at this, I'm looking at 4, 5, 6 provinces that we're going to be able to take out. Even if they're 30 each, that's 160 gold a turn. Just swinging our way, which is exactly what we want to do. Our first goal is to shut down his gem income, steal his gem income, and then if we get the gold as well, that's wonderful. Now, I do want to look real quick because our score graphs, I want to look at our gem income, and if you see, we've kind of flatlined out, which means that we've stopped searching ours, and we've stopped searching our territory because we're at war, and we really need to start getting this gem going back up through attacking and getting and raiding gems. Sadly, we didn't get any gems from our territory that we took, and ultimately, I mean, we took 2 of these underwater sites, but they're kind of hard to search for these guys. I thought Femoria has the ability to. Now, one thing of note is that this army did not come out. And let's talk about the strategy of being able to predict your opponent. Now, our opponent has decided with his large army to sit there. Now, my fear was that it was going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then sit on my capital. And if I was not able to take him out, that he would sit on my capital and my Dione production would be dead. Now, I mean, he's not going to be able to take it because of my pretender, but at the same time, he can cut off my Dione production. That's the whole thing. My whole defensive and my biggest fear at this point is not my troops, because I've got a crap ton of troops. If you see, like, Army of Shikomi, Army of Chaff, like this Chaff army, oh my goodness, I don't have enough to hold this. All these guys are, it's, I think I lost like 60 troops or something like that. I lost 80 troops. That's nothing. I mean, I've got armies of 80 troops. So, do I want to lose it again? Not particularly, but if I lose 80 troops again, I'll survive. If I lose my Dionis, I might not. So that's kind of why I'm more worried about Yomi. Now this guy has not moved, meaning I don't think he's going to move again, and I need to give him an excuse to move because I want to know how much I can get away with before he actually does something. In addition, I see him getting ready to cloud trapeze just like we cloud trapeze. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to cut off any retreat options that he has so that he's going to have to fight his way back to a lab so he can cloud trapeze, fight his way back to a lab, cloud trapeze, and we are kind of just mugging down the war and letting my Dione start to raid. We're also trying to gear up as much as we can. And I'm just going to push F1 and just get an idea of what we're making right now. We're making Amulet of the Dead. What the heck is an Amulet of the Dead? Uh, Forge magic items. Amulet of the Dead. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm gonna start making what are they? The horsemen. Uh, Cast ritual spell. The Pale Riders. I want to get a whole bunch of these guys and then start taking out raiding some of his underwater provinces. Uh, they cross rivers. They go underwater. They're awesome. Pale Riders are an excellent uh, spending of about 12 death gems. And if you raid a place that has a 2 death gem site or maybe a couple death gem site, they kind of pay for themselves sometimes. Now you do have to be careful with them because they're not. I mean, they can't stand up to an army, but they can normally wipe out a fair amount of PD, a whole bunch. I've seen them wipe out like 15 PD before. I mean, that's just one casting. You get 2 castings of it, and there's no like they take 0 losses and they wipe out all PD. Um, I'm moving a bunch of my guys forward. I'm trying to get in a position where I can start sieging down some of these castles. We do not want to take Perenna yet. We're very close to a throne victory, and if we went after Perenna #1, I don't know what's here. And like I said, like I know what his what his disciple is now. I know what he's gonna cast. I know everything about him. I don't know what's here. And I want him to move first. That's another reason. I want him to come out and hit something worthless. Because the moment he comes out and hits something worthless, bam, I know what he's doing. I know what his secret is. I know what he's got. I can choose to either fight or flee. And I'm really waiting for that. So that's the end of this turn, guys. It only took me, a bunch of time. Uh, let's see. I do want to go over how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 hammers. I should be using them all. Yeah, I do. So I have 11 hammers right now. Is there anything else? Like making more shade mail. I'm really worried about the cloud trapeze. And I'm cloud trapezing. Now, I can't remember if I went over this before. This is my one guy that I empowered in air. Where are you? There you are. So what I'm going to be doing with him, and I sat here for a very, very, very long time thinking about this script right here. And what I came down with was Blessing, get myself some Earth Power, Temper the Flesh, Iron Skin, Strength of Giants. Now, I do think that Strength of Giants is a big mistake. But as big of a mistake as it is, there's one bigger mistake that I'm hoping that you see because I didn't, that that I made in this scripting. And what he's going to do is he's going to cloud trapeze straight onto Glistening Woods, and he's going to go kill a Rock Whisperer. And now we're not afraid because we're pretty sure that we can take this, and it's not a very good gear set. So we're going to go jump on that. We'll see what happens next turn, but I can tell you that I made a mistake in my scripting, and it may cause me tears. He is my only air guy, and I did empower him. Hopefully we'll get an air random sometime eventually. So there's okay. So these guys have got a 1 in 4 chance of getting an air random, in addition to like the 2%. So it's like 27% chance. And of my Dionis, and I have 17 of them. One of them, so 1 in 16, or 1 in 17. So like, I should have 4, and I have 1. I have played 60 turns of multiplayer middle-aged Ulm, and I've never gotten an air random during a multiplayer session as MA Ulm, and that's with 50 turns worth of it. So air randoms and me, we just don't get along very well. I don't know how it can be that's unlucky. Maybe the devs are watching my games and going in and secretly coding, or maybe there's some cool hack that they I'm totally making up stuff, but I don't know what the heck it is, guys. I have such bad luck with air randoms. And then I get them and I can't even script them right. So I'm making some more lightless lanterns. We're getting ready to be able to cast more Shikomi. I'm a little shy on death gems. But if you see, like I'm out of earth gems. I'm running low on nature gems, but everything else is pretty rocking. We're getting a ton of gems a turn, and I'm just it's a really good day for us. Anything else I want to do before I somehow put myself over an hour on this? Oh, we're doing underwater water bracelets. We want to be able to scry, and so we're getting a water lens. And then the big thing is this is the fun one. This is gonna be really fun. Ready? Boom. Okay, this is what I'm sending to Niflheim. Um, so Niflheim every turn gives me a shopping list, and the shopping list kind of goes like this. Hey, Niflheim, what do you want? I want six boots of the messenger, four helmets of like the goring helmets, four swords of swiftness, and I mean like it just goes on. And by the end of it, he's got something along the lines of 300 to 400 gems worth of wish list. I mean, like when I was little, I used to make a book for a Christmas wish list where I'd cut out pictures from the magazines. I paste it in there, and I'd make this beautiful wish list so that Santa would get me everything I wanted. And I normally would get about, well, not much of it. And that's kind of how I feel with Niflheim, is that he makes this huge list of stuff that he wants from me, and then I give him like a quarter. And even this is like a quarter of what he asked for. Now, some of this stuff is stuff that I'm giving him that he didn't ask for, like the owl quills and skull mentors. He's not directly asking for them, but we are working on getting Illwinter on him. So, other than that, down here is his front. I'm not going to be helping out with him at all down here. This is more of a crafting area for me. I'm going to be exclusively crafting in this area. Along with here, this is exclusively crafting. Down here, exclusively crafting. I am making a thistle mace. That's what we're using the robe of the Magi for right now, is to make the thistle mace. I could use it on my pretender, but my pretender right now is working hard on researching. I need the research. Now I could be using a hammer on here, but you saw I have 11 hammers. Oh man, that was actually a waste right here. I wasted a hammer. He's empowering himself in blood, and I can't remember exactly why I did. I think it's exclusively for the crafting, because this guy is the one who lost his arm, and I really need some more blood crafting. Right now we're getting out my blood mages. This guy's doing a lightless lantern, but trying to think, like flesh eaters. We need more flesh eaters. We need more SDRs, the saying the dowsing rods. Now if you see my income is really pathetic. We don't care. All we care about is Dionis. I just need enough money to give us this day our daily Dione. We really just need our Dionis. Or our not our daily Dionis. They're slow to recruit. Our weekly Dionis. I don't know. But on that note, I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope the long-windedness did not tire you guys out. We will be back for turn 36 in the near future. Guys, comments. Likes really help. Comments, just viewing it to the end is really appreciated too. Lets me know that you guys enjoy this. Lets me know that I should keep on making it. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.